Falmouth Jewish Congregation has run a summer Jewish film festival or film series now for probably 8 or 9 years. I curate that and choose the films for it. It's expanded from what was originally a series, a combination of films and speakers, but people like the idea of films. They like films themselves, and they come out in droves for films. And it's fun to have a chunk of time, just like the Woods Hole Film Festival, in which you know you're going to have great films. So this year's season, it's, as always, is on Tuesdays, with 2 screenings now, one at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and one at 7:30. So you have your choice of an evening or a daytime screening. The season opens with a really fun comedy mystery from Argentina entitled How to Win Enemies. And its director is Gabriel Lichtman, and he directed a film called Jews in Space. So you can see that he has a sense of humor. It's a mystery about a situation of a young man who ends up on a fabulous date. His brother's getting married, and so you have a Jewish wedding, but he ends up meeting a woman in a bar, and it seems wonderful. She's beautiful. They arrange a date. It seems too good to be true, and as it turns out, it is. Then we have a film that showed briefly on the Cape, but I decided to bring it because it's a very good film. It's Remember, with the actors Martin Landau and Christopher Plummer. It is a film that is based on a story about a Holocaust survivor who's in a senior home, has no mobility, and he is determined to find the Nazi who is responsible for the death of his family. So he enlists as his assistant another member of the senior home who goes out on the road to find this person. I'm excited about showing a double feature documentary evening. I couldn't resist putting them both in, and they have a food connection. The first film is entitled Breakfast at Ina's, and it is a documentary about a woman named Ina Pinkney and the restaurant that she ran in Chicago, a very popular restaurant called Ina's. This is the cookbook that she came out with. And you're going to get to meet Ina if you come to either one of those screenings. Ina in person is going to come out. The second documentary of the evening is entitled In Search of Israeli Cuisine. And Israeli cuisine and food have had a renaissance outside of Israel, really, in the past 10 or 15 years. In Israel also, needless to say. But they've garnered a lot of attention through the cookbooks and the TV shows of Yotam Ottolenghi and his partner, Tommy Sabibi, with his cookbook Jerusalem and Plenty and Ottolenghi. This film follows a different Israeli cookbook author and chef named Michael Solomonov, who is Israeli-born but raised in this country and runs restaurants in Philadelphia that have gotten a lot of attention in the past few years. The screening on August 2nd is a very special one. It's a documentary entitled Besa the Promise, and it shows the efforts of an American photographer. This is a book about that. His name is Norman Gershman. He's an American Jewish photographer who became fascinated with the stories of Muslims who have rescued Jews, and especially in the Holocaust. And this is a film about his efforts. And in particular, it's a film that stands out because, especially for a documentary, sometimes a documentary success and power depends on finding just the right subject. And in this case, they focus on a remarkable Albanian man of great integrity, whose story is that his own father rescued Jews in Albania, and that those Jews were able to leave, but left with the family some books, and charged that family with safeguarding them forever. They never understood what they were. And so it's the story of that family and how they helped Jews, but also this one man's effort to return those books. And as a special aspect of that film, from sometime in mid-July through August, we will be exhibiting the photographs of Norman Gershman. So those will be available for view during a lot of the screenings in July and through the August screenings. Our Israeli feature film of the season, which is entitled Wedding Doll. It is set in a provincial town in the Negev, which I like because it shows an aspect of, say, daily, ordinary Israeli life, not in the big cities. And it's made special in particular by the fact that the story is based on a young woman who has a woman of certain developmental challenges, and she works in a factory. And it is about her internal life and how she tries to move. She's a young woman, so her romantic ideas, how she relates to people, and how other people relate to her. The final film in the series on August 16th is Rabine in His Own Words, a moving documentary about Israeli Prime Minister and Nobel Peace Laureate Yitzhak Rabin, who's honoring the 20th anniversary of his assassination. The film is a combination of family films, home movies, private letters, and archival footage, and they really present a fresh insight and a fresh look at Rabine the man. The film series has always been intended and always open to non-members. It's meant as a community event. We love having that mix of people here. Lots of people meet each other here. It allows people to enter the doors of this congregation in a way that's comfortable and friendly and without it being a religious event.